Around 3 million Texans have already cast their vote in next week's midterm elections. The southern state hosts several interesting contests, including for the governorship, as Democrat and failed presidential candidate Beto O'Rourke tries to oust Republican Greg Abbott. AM Agenda host Laura Jays has been touring Texas and joins us now live from Austin. Laura, good to see you. I've been keeping your seat warm here. How's things looking over there? The countdown to the midterms definitely on at the moment.
Yeah, good to see you, Kenny. We are live in Austin, Texas. We are 8 days out from the midterm election. Whatever happens here, Joe Biden is still going to be president for the next 2 years. That is an absolute given. But his life could be about to get a whole lot more difficult. This result might also determine whether Donald Trump has another crack at the presidency in 2 years from now. So, look, it's all about the power in Congress and what can and can't be done in Washington. And to give you an idea of how tight it is, the Republicans need to flip just 5 seats in the House to then control it. So it all comes down to what can and can't be done over the next 2 years. Going back to that idea that Joe Biden's life could be about to get a whole lot more difficult. Now, I'm in Texas, as you mentioned. By no means is this a battleground state whatsoever. But what we're seeing here, particularly in the governor's race between Beto O'Rourke and Greg Abbott, is really a microcosm, a great example of the politics that are on fire in this country at the moment, how divided Americans are. Take Beto O'Rourke. He's a darling, a poster boy of the left. He's talking about gun laws and abortion rights. Greg Abbott, on the other hand, well, he's been in power. He's the incumbent. He's been in power for decades, and he's talking about immigration and rising crime. Now, what we found here on the streets of Austin is that, yes, those 4 issues are red hot among voters. But as we get closer to the midterms, more and more people are talking about the cost of living. What issue would get you motivated to vote, do you think? If you could, you know, these politicians, as you say, did follow through on what they promised?
Honestly, the issue on the whole gun law, and, whether they're going to decide whether they want to ban firearms and certain firearms or not, if we could figure out what you politicians deem as a dangerous firearm and actually come up with a legit solution, and I'm all for it, but that's a big issue being I'm born and raised in Texas.
And abortion, what about that as an issue for women? Is that motivating people? I know you don't speak on behalf of all women in America, but for you?
I think a lot of women really know that now we need to protect our rights to get abortions, that the Supreme Court's not going to stand up and do it, that state courts aren't going to stand up and do it. So we need to actually vote for politicians who are going to fight for our rights. One of the things I really worry about is a lot of politicians saying that they're going to do it, just, oh, we support women, we support the right to choose, and then you look at their platform and it's not actually there. So I hope that voters can dig a little deeper and not just assume that because someone says they're pro-choice or pro-abortion that they're going to actually, at the end of the day, do anything about it.
And let me ask you before you go, is the abortion issue one that's affecting you as a young woman?
Yes, currently I am somebody that's on birth control, but I feel like abortion completely, for even beyond my own reasons, for safety reasons, is something that should be legalized just because it affects a lot of people. It affects a lot of people in their health rather than just going into the children aspect of it.
Do you like Joe Biden?
I like Joe Biden as a person.
What about Donald Trump if he came back?
I like Donald Trump as a businessman. So yeah, it may be what is needed, you know what I'm saying, because he kept the economy going. So yeah.
Is it about sending a message to Joe Biden and the Democrats at a level?
I haven't really been paying too much attention to that, to be honest, and I try to stay out of politics, but I feel like Joe Biden is just he's just like a $100 bill that they put in front of the real worker. That man's if he fell down the stairs coming down at Air Force One, mans would not make it. Mans would break all his dusty bones. But hey, he's getting paid and I can't knock the house. So come on.
They all need to be gone. They need a clean house and be done with it. We need to get America back. We really do.
Why? What do you think he's done that's hurt you so much?
Absolutely nothing to anybody. He's raised, ever since he's been in office, prices of gas have gone up, groceries have gone up, the economy's swirling, I mean, just going down. I mean, prices are going up, shipping, we don't have baby food, we don't have dog food. There's supplies that we don't get. There's ships sitting out in the Gulf just waiting to come in. They won't let them in. It's sad to see this. You know, you cannot even go get baby food, dog food, cat food. They're off the shelves. I mean, it's sad. This dude, they need to get rid of him. He's an idiot.
So there you go. That was from very choice language from one particular voter here on the streets of Austin, Texas. Look, the polls say that he is really unpopular here in Texas, and coupled with a really low approval rating and a negative economy, this is going to be a real uphill battle for the Democrats and Joe Biden. And to give you an idea, I mean, a couple of months ago, the Uvalde massacre here in Texas, access to healthcare were massive issues, but then it comes down to the cost of living once again. The GOP, the Republican Party, has been very clear about what it wants to do if it does hold that balance of power in Washington, in Congress. If they do, well, you can expect cuts to federal programs, more investigations. Hunter Biden might be a given there, and also a change in election processes. So, look, I want to leave you with one last thing, Kenny, and that is, of the 552 Republican nominees running for office, 199 of them fully deny the outcome of the 2020 election. So to say things are complicated here in America right now might be a bit of an understatement.
Yeah, absolutely. Laura J's live from Texas. Thanks so much. Hopefully chat to you again soon.